Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to another video just to give a couple tips to people trying to paint their own cars for iRacing purpose. My name is Luis Almaz. I'm the owner of Jaws Graphics. We've been doing a couple of personalized paint schemes over the past 6 to 8 months for iRacing members that want to raise their own paint schemes or want a very specific replica of something. And I have received a bunch of requests from people asking questions about if I'm looking at one of iRacing's templates for each car, how do I know which part correspond with what part on the template? So what do I need to change? What do I need to paint in order to reflect that change in the car? So if I want to change the color of my spoiler, if I want to change the color of the roof rails, if I want to change the 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 passenger window. What do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? Where do I change? Okay, and 8 out of 10 requests that I get asked to is about the Gen 6 cars, specifically about the Chevy. I don't know why, but people tend to paint more Chevys than the other ones. So I have a template that I use to create customized paint schemes that has a pre-drill label for each part. So I'm just going to go through this with uh, more details just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what you need to go, where do you need to go in order to paint, right, or to change the colors. So this is my just the screen of Photoshop. I use Photoshop to paint cars. You can use GIMP. GIMP uses a different type of template, but you can use the same program. I prefer Photoshop. If you want to learn how to use Photoshop, there's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to do it. You can buy it online through Adobe. You pay 10 bucks a month. You can install it and use it in a couple of different computers, up to 2 computers at a time. So pretty affordable. Go get the real thing. Don't use piracy software. That's not good for you, not good for anybody. So go find the real thing. If you know how to paint cars, you've been doing for a while, you understand by now that every paint that we create here is just a bunch of layers sitting on top of each other. So you can see on the lower right side of the screen that you have all of your different layers from your Photoshop. And this will give you every different layer that sits one on top of the other, from your base all the way to your metallic layers if you have some, different logos, different parts, different lines, everything that you might want. For this particular video, I have one of the layers called labels. And if we zoom in, you can see that we have different labels for different sections of the car. And this is something that people normally ask me. Where do I go if I want to change the color of my spoiler, the color of my splitter? If you don't have a matching predetermined layer on your right side, chances are that you can go directly into a different layer and have a layer specific for the area that you want to paint, or you can go into your base paint and change the color over there. If you want to change, just to give you guys a couple of ideas where what everything sits here, I'm just going to go through the Chevy template, looking at this specifically, right? We have right side of the car here in the bottom, so the right body of the car, from the front wheel, the front right wheel, all the way to the back. You have your uh, hood of the car sitting right here in the middle, together with side panels, windows, roof, trunk, left side of the car. Here up top, you have the back of the car. On the right top, you have your bumper, going all the way to the middle of your wheels, of the wheel casing. So this shaped turn here is what connects to this bottom part over here. Okay, so you need to be careful when you're creating a paint in order to match different colors. So this is pretty standard. This is pretty easy to identify. What about the rest? What about the other parts? Oh, I want to change the color of my rear spoiler. Awesome. Your rear spoiler sits right next to your bumper. So you have your bumper over here. This is the area of your rear spoiler. So if you want to change your rear spoiler, this is where you go. Okay? If you want to change the color of the roof rails, there are those two lines that follow the roof of the car. This is where you go. These two bars sitting in between the hood and the back of the car. These two. If I want to change the color of my splitter, this is your splitter package right here. Okay, so you need to paint everything in order for your splitter itself just to change colors. You can change the color of the camera sitting on top of your car. Is this round circle right here. I'm sorry. If you want to change the texture of the pins in the hood, windshield tape, passenger side window is this collection of areas right here. Your inner cowl edge is this small piece here. And this is the top area of the rear bumper under the deck line. Okay, so you have the deck line right beneath. This is the area that you can change the color. Now this is something that you need to find the correct layer here on the right side to change your roll bar color and your pit box color. These two you have specific layers predetermined in every template. So your roll bar, you're going to find one layer over here. Your pit box, you have another one. So find those out if you want to change it. It's really good to have a pit box in a different color than your numbers. This is just going to, or into a very specific color that only you can identify. It's going to help you out during the race. If you want to change the deck lid, the hinges, this is where you go. The hood, the pins, this parts. If you want to change the color of your grill tape, so when you're looking to a car and you look at the grill tape always has a color, and you can have a very specific grill tape color if you want to, or you can just leave it as a color that will match the rest of the paint. You have the rear shark fin that sits on the side of the windows, on the rear of the car, on the left side. So this is where you go. Together with the shark fin deck lid and the lip edges, this is where you change. Right? So if you follow this template and the fusion is different, the camera is going to be different. But if you're painting a Chevy, this is where you go. If you go on the forums for iracing, you're going to find the explanations for this as well. But this should give you an idea of where to go, how to change, if you don't know exactly where they sit on the templates. All right? So if you have any questions, any problems, find me out on Trading Paints on Facebook. Look for Jaws Graphics. Let us know, and we'll try to answer a couple of questions if you guys have it. All right? Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.